Good morning, students. So today we'll do the problems given in the exercise in chapter 7, that is estimation. In the last class we have discussed the first problem. I'll just repeat it fastly. In the first question, n is given as 150 and mean and standard deviation are given, and we have to find the sample mean is given and sample standard deviation is given, and we have to find the 95% and 99% confidence limits for population means. So we are here finding interval estimation of population mean. So that is sample mean plus minus 1.96 into standard deviation upon root n, and for 99% we'll go with z value 2.58. So we'll move to next question. Now in question number 2, in setting up a new pension scheme, a large company needs to know the average age of its employee. Records of 100 employees were selected at random and the average age of the sample was found to be 36.2 years with a standard deviation of 5.3 years. Calculate 95% confidence limit for the mean age. Now sample mean is given here 36.2, n is 100, standard deviation is 5.3, and it is a large sample question. So simply we'll take the z value 1.96 and we'll calculate mean plus minus 1.96 into 5.3 upon root 100. That is 36.2 plus minus 1.0388. We'll get the 95% confidence limits for mean age. So we'll move to third question. Okay, now third question is also very simple. First part, 100 pieces of a certain yarn were tested for strength. That means n is 100. Mean value being 60 newtons. So mean is given 60 newtons and their standard deviation is 3 newtons. So we are given standard deviation, mean of the sample, and n is 100 number of samples. Now calculate 95% confidence limit for the true mean strength of the yarn. So that is similar. We'll just mean plus minus 1.96 into standard deviation upon root n, and we'll find this value 60 plus minus 0.588 because n is 100, so it is also a large sample question. Now the second part is important here. If it was required to estimate the true mean correct to 1 upon 2 Newton, how many tests should be performed? Now in this case, they want to change the error. Now what we got was error was okay, just wait for a minute. Okay, what we get error was 0.588. Now they are asking if error is half Newton, which we can convert to decimal as 0.5 Newton. That means we have to reduce the error from 0.588 to 0.5 Newtons, and we have to calculate the number of samples required for this. So now error is equal to 1.96 into sigma by root n. This term is called error. So we'll just put the value of sigma and put the value of error as 0.5 and calculate n, which is shown here. Calculations are shown here. N is equal to 139. Now in your answer book, answer 144 is given, but we'll go with 139. They have taken 2 instead of 1.96 just for approximation. So now next question is a good question. Now we'll move on to small sample questions. So they are somewhat longer as compared to large sample questions. Now in this question, to estimate the mean of a delivery of yarn, 5 standard count tests were carried out with the following results. We are given 5 readings: 41.3, 41.1, 40.9, 41.2, 41.3. Now we have to first calculate mean of all these and standard deviation. How we can calculate mean and standard deviation? We know that I have shown 2 formulas for standard deviation. Whichever you find easier, you may follow. These are the 2 formulas. Standard, as we all know, standard deviation is root mean square value of deviations from the mean. So one method says first calculate the deviation from the mean, then their square values, then their addition, and divide by n minus 1. So we'll get sample and take the under root and we'll get the standard deviation. Now the other method, here we are expanding this term theoretically, sigma x minus x bar ka whole square. We can take sigma x square minus sigma x ka whole square upon n. Divided by n minus 1 and under root. So in this calculations are easier, so I'll follow this method, sigma x square minus sigma x ka whole square. I have shown here with both the methods and shown the calculations for both the methods and found the standard deviation of the sample as 0.1673. So up till now what we have found the mean and found the standard deviation of the given data. Now how we'll find the 95% confidence limits is, because it is a small sample, now the formula changes to mean plus minus t value from the tables for given k and alpha into sigma by root n, where k is equal to n minus 1. In this question, n is 5, number of samples are 5, so you will take the value 4 for k, and alpha we need for 95% we'll go with 0.025. Why 0.025? It is basically, if we take 95% as 0.95, then 1 minus 0.95 divided by 2. So we will take alpha is equal to 0.025 and k is equal to 4 and see the value of t statistic from the table, t value tables, and you will find it 2.78. And then we can put the value of sigma and root n and calculate this error, and this is your 95% confidence limit, 41.16 plus minus 0.207. Okay, now here second part is somewhat difficult, somewhat different from the previous one. Now in this case, if the required error is 0.15 text, we have to find n. Earlier, in case of large sample, in the same question we just formed an linear equation and solved it for the value of n. But now here there is a problem. Why? As we can see, if we have to reduce the error from 0.207 to 0.15, number of readings will increase, n will increase, that we know. Now first just have a look at this table. If n is 5, tk alpha value I found from the table was 2.78 and error I calculated was 0.207. So I have to repeat this process for n is equal to 6, n is equal to 7, n is equal to 8 till I get the error under 0.15 text which is required. So it is a long question. So you have to hit and try method we are trying. For n is equal to 6, I have seen the value tk alpha from the table, that is 2.57, and calculated the error, that is 0.1755, but we require the error to be less than equal to 0.15. So I'll repeat this process till I get the error. Now here for n is equal to 8, we get the error 0.1402. So n is equal to 8 is the final answer. Now moving on to next question, here some readings are given for strength test and you have to calculate 99% confidence limit of the yarn. Similarly, we'll first find mean and then find standard deviation. And then you have to see the tk alpha value from the t table. And we have to take k is equal to n minus 1. In this case, n is 9, so k is 8. In this case, that is 99% confidence level. So alpha is equal to 1 minus 0.99 upon 2, which is equal to 0.005. So taking these two values, we'll take the value of t from the t table, which is 3.36, and calculate this interval mean plus minus tk alpha sigma by root n. So we'll get the answer 606.89 plus minus 10.67. Now in the next question, in an activity sampling investigation, an operative is observed randomly and at the instant of observation it is noted whether the operative is working or not. So here particular operative was observed 100 times and was found to be working on 70 occasions. And we have to calculate 95% confidence limits for the proportion of time he works. Now for the confidence limits for proportion at 95% level is p plus minus z root pq by n. So this question is based on binomial theorem. Earlier it was normal distribution based continuous variable questions. So here n is 100. Probability of success is 70 upon 100, which is 0.7. Q is 1 minus P, which is 0.3. And this is the formula. So we'll just put the values. And it is a large sample question. N is 100. So we'll take the Z value, that is 1.96. And putting just in the formula, we'll get the answer, that is 0.7 plus minus 0.0898. Now we'll move on to next question. Question number 7. A random sample of 500 garments was chosen from a production line, and 25 of them were found to be seconds. Calculate 98% confidence limits for the proportion of second. So in this question, n is given as 500 and success probability of success is 25 upon 500, which is 0.05, and Q is 1 minus P, which is 0.95. Now 98 the twist of the question is you have to calculate 98% confidence limits. In general, you will not get this question. You will just get 95% and 99%. But even if we get 98%, we can see it from the table. And here for alpha is equal to 0.01. Z is given as 2.3263 in the normal distribution table. I have taken this value from there. And you can put it, and similarly P plus minus Z under root PQ upon N. Using that formula, we can calculate the confidence interval for mean, 0.05 plus minus 0.0227. So now in eighth question, we have to calculate the confidence limits for standard deviation. So we'll not go into that. We have only covered confidence limit for mean, population mean, not standard deviation. That is out of syllabus. One thing, question number 6 has one second part, which is for assignment. You may do place second part of the question number 6 on your own, and I'll check it. Okay, thank you for today. We'll continue in the next class.